Due to the graphic nature and coarse language of the following presentation, listener discretion is highly advised. Additionally, the cast and crew of Two Nerds and a Mohawk would like to urge anyone under the age of 16 or easily offended to please stop listening immediately. You have been warned. Thank you and enjoy the show.
Special thanks to one of our fans. I don't know if you saw it, but one of our listeners posted a picture of a rat on the page. You didn't see it?
I haven't had it. I was too busy blowing shit up.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Two Nerds and a Mohawk show. I am your host, the Village Idiot. Sitting along beside me, as always, the Crack Squatch. Just like to throw it out there before we start the episode. Special thanks to one of our listeners who posted a picture of a rat on our Facebook page.
You rat bastard!
That was pretty fucking awesome, dude. Props to you. You know who you are. I can't believe you didn't see. I saw it. I was scrolling through. I'm like, who the hell posted on our?
Rat bastard! It was Buddha, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. Until I get permission from this person, I'm not going to say his name.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Alright, so tonight we're going to kind of change up things a little bit. Tonight we're going to have our first requested episode. Like I've said in the past, and I'll say it again at the end of the episode, if you ever want to hear a topic here on Two Nerds and a Mohawk, just let us know. I mean, I promise you we won't laugh to your face at however ridiculous the topic is. I'm not going to promise we won't laugh because we probably will. You know?
Oh, yeah.
It's just that simple. I'm not going to make a promise I can't keep. We're going to get something somewhere down the line and go, what the hell? You know, what is this? Yeah, exactly. What the fuck?
What?
Yeah. So anyway, tonight the request is going out to one of our own. Our crew member, Nurse Joy, made a special request. For those of you that don't know, Nurse Joy is part of the crew. She is responsible for posting almost every one of our episodes to YouTube. And she also does the intro, starting with Season 2, Episode 1. So tonight she wants to kind of break the ice on... I don't know how to approach this.
Over-opinionated assholes? The fact that they, ones that push it on other people?
It's just such a long time. We'll just call it minding your own. Or mind your own, however you want to call it. But like Crack Squatch said, this episode is dedicated to you over-opinionated assholes that take things too far. Now, to sort of touch on that, and you brought this up earlier today, Crack Squatch, there is a fine line between what is opinion and what is just overbearing zealousness, I guess I'll call it that.
Yeah.
You know.
Would be the way to put it.
What brought this topic up, though, wow, almost slipped on that one.
Whoa!
So okay. So Nurse Joy, who
that's what we gotta have. We gotta have like the censor.
To censor shit. Come on. Come on, Crack Squatch, you're killing me. Anyway,
I gotta get home first.
Yeah. For the record, Nurse Joy is my wife, so I can kind of share some of these experiences. Nurse Joy and I, we have 2 kids together, 2 beautiful children who are allergic to everything under the fucking sun. So, we tend to do things a little differently. You know, they're cloth diapered, they're, with their allergies, just to throw it out there. My son is allergic to soy and dairy and artificial dyes. Okay, quickly do the math, run to your cupboard, and look very carefully at the ingredients.
That doesn't have one of those.
Exactly. Good luck. So, we do things a little differently. When we go out in public, we go to a restaurant or something, we bring him his own food. because he can't eat what the restaurant has. Because believe it or not, and I didn't know this until, having to deal with this situation, that there is not a lot out there that doesn't have one of those components. It's ridiculous. But what brought this whole thing on was people just throwing their 2 cents in. Now, I can appreciate somebody having their own opinion. Don't get me wrong. I mean, shit, that's what this show is all about. Having our opinion. However, I leave it at that. That's my opinion. This is, our show. We have, the go-ahead to say what we want here.
Not only that, but bottom line, you, as our listener, have the option to hit the shut the fuck up button.
Exactly.
You don't want to hear it, you don't have to.
Exactly.
It's not like we can, turn us back on after you shut us off and keep going.
Yeah. Like I said, there's a warning at the beginning of each episode for that reason. For those of you that were actually paying attention, I don't know who actually pays attention to the disclaimers. There's actually an additional one on this episode, so, But anyway, people like telling my wife and I how to do things. We also do these different things with our children. And people, it's not even one of those, back in my day sort of things. I wouldn't give 2 shits or a fuck if it was somebody simply saying, back in my day. No, it comes off as, you're doing it the wrong way. This is how you should do it. Hello? I should know what's right for my kid, okay? The fact that we're young parents, I'm not going to disclose age, because it's not worth it. It has nothing to do with it. It's just, it bugs me. I'm not going to lie. It pisses me off when I've got people telling me how to raise my own children.
Oh, yeah. Especially when, bottom line, they don't have all the information. First and foremost, they don't have all. They don't know your son's allergic to everything under the sun.
No, they don't.
So it's just a mess. It's like, if you knew the whole situation, you probably have a clue as to, why we're doing things the way that we're doing. Because we have to, or you will die.
Yeah, pretty much. Going to anaphylactic shock. I really don't want to go to the fucking emergency room and be like, oh yeah, we took some advice from some asshole, and that's why we're here.
Yeah, that's just like, oh, you're doing it wrong.
Well, then again, we took him to a hospital in Michigan. I'm not going to say which one. I would love to, because I usually try to steer people away from it unless they absolutely have to go there.
Well, chances are they live in Michigan. They already know which one you're talking to.
Possibly.
From what I've heard.
It's a Band-Aid hospital. If you have a cut or a bruise, yeah, sure, go. But if it's something serious, please go somewhere else. We went to the pediatric emergency room, and my son was having some issues. And the nurse flat out told us, oh, well, we're going to give him, Tylenol. And, we're like, what flavor, And she's like, oh, grape. We're like, yeah, he can't have it. We need something else. She told us, oh, it's okay. My daughter takes it. Hell, even sometimes I take it. And we're like, well, that's great. Our son's allergic to dye, this and that. While we're watching, mind you, she proceeds to give him this Tylenol. For the next 3 hours, the kid's having a fucking breakdown because it hurts, And
that would have been her license if it were me. Like, yeah, your ass is mine. You're done. Malpractice, straight up.
Exactly.
Done deal. End of story.
And like I said,
that information's in his charts.
Yeah, it's right there in fucking black and white. Like, no exaggeration or trying to be funny or cute and shit. Black and white, right there. Allergens. Die.
Not only that, but bottom line, she should have asked, like, hey, is he allergic to this?
Oh,
I could give him this. It's like, well, he's allergic to the dyes. Whatever. This is all information that her, as a nurse, needs to know to make sure she does.
She looked us right in the face while doing it after we told her not to. It's just one of those, what the fuck?
Like I said, if it were me, that would have been her license. End of story.
People that think they know better, it just,
Yeah, just because, they don't take into consideration what history you might have or any background information or any of that. They just assume, like, oh, you're younger than me, I know better.
Exactly.
Or I've been working here longer, I know better than you. And it's just such a total mess. Because when I was working as an inventory manager, we ended up changing over the entire inventory system over to a new system, like shortly after I started as the inventory manager. Well, I got to the point, I knew that system inside and out. Many of the other, store inventory managers, they were calling me before calling the head inventory guy if they had a question. Okay, it was one of those that's like, yo, Crackswatch knows the shit. I'll call him before trying to get hold of him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just as simple.
You know your shit, you know your shit.
Exactly, I knew my shit. I knew that system inside and out. They would call me and I'd be able to literally walk them through every screen. It's like, okay, you hit this. Like, I'd be in the middle of the floor, away from a computer, I don't even see it. I just knew it that well. I could just walk them through everything. It's like, okay, it should be here and about halfway down the page, blah, blah, blah. Then my district manager, in his great infinite wisdom, decides, oh, hey, we're going to implement this new morning procedure to print up, a large block of this information. Mind you, this was part of the, my morning email.
Yeah.
So I'm reading this, and, the whole process would have taken about 15 minutes to do, just to get this printed up, which is insane. So I print it up, I'm looking at it, I'm looking at what information it's bringing up. And in short, it was information that I might need to know once a month for one item, maybe.
Nice.
And it's also information that if I just went into basically the item screen, like, oh hey, tell me about this item, I'd have that information in about 10 seconds, as opposed to the 15 minutes to make the damn thing print out.
So wait to paper. Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, being the humorous part. But, so I told him, it's like, just flat out, I was like, hey, this is stupid. Just flat out, I was like, this is stupid. This isn't information that is needed regularly. Anyway, that I need to know all the time. I'm not doing this every morning. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of paper, and it takes like 15 minutes to set up and print.
Yeah.
And then not to mention print time. And he's over here, he's like, oh, basically, well, I'm the district manager, that's what you need to do.
Okay, district moron.
well, no, that's the beautiful thing. Because about 10 minutes after I sent that off, because I sent it to my district manager and to the head inventory manager. The big inventory guy. District manager kicks back and is like, well, you're going to do it anyway. About 5 minutes after that came back, I have the inventory manager kicking back both of us, like, no, don't bother. He's right. It's not information we need to know.
Nice.
All the time on a regular basis. If we need to know it, we can pull it up a lot faster and be done with it. And, it was just one of those, like, he was assuming that, like, oh, hey, well, I know better. I'm the district manager. I'm important.
See,
I know better. And it's like, no.
I wouldn't classify that as being an assumption. I would just classify that under arrogance.
True, but it's still it's still kind of similar because it's just like, because there's like numerous other run-ins I've had with him where he's just like, oh, I know better and whatnot. Like telling me like, oh, these customers don't like this product, and I'm like, you're not in here every day. No, I know what these customers want, and the funny thing is, the particular customer he was referring to happened to be the parents of my best friend. So it's like, I've helped them in their shop. I've done, graphic design work for them.
Yeah.
I've known them since high school. I know these people. You're not going to tell me, oh, they don't like this, they don't like that. I know what they like because I picked up, material for them.
Yeah.
For their business. Like, oh, hey, can you grab this for us on your way up? Sure, not a problem. Because their shop is like 3 blocks from where I live.
Yeah.
no inconvenience. But yeah, it was just one of those things. But yeah, I'm with you. It definitely falls under more arrogance than anything. Definitely just as
you're always going to run into people that think they know everything there is to know about everything. And unfortunately, I happen to be related to someone like that. It's not my choice.
sucks.
Not my mother. Are you kidding me?
Oh, that's
So this woman has to be right. It doesn't matter what the topic is. She has to have an opinion and has to be right about it. To me, I don't associate with people like that because they piss me off.
well,
You could show them the cold hard facts, and they would still argue till they were blue in the fucking face. That no, that's not how it is. Basically arguing to argue. Wow, Jesus, why does that sound familiar?
I do not argue to argue.
Yeah, no, you're not sucking me into that again. Yeah, see?
I wasn't even trying to suck you in.
Yeah.
That really came out wrong. That really came out wrong. Get your minds out of the gutters!
Crack smudge. Anyway, moving on.
Wow, that went bad. Oh.
Anyway, though, that kind of, I'm gonna just move away from that whole topic. I'm not gonna win anyway. So that sort of brings us into people that they argue their point, and it's a ridiculous argument. And I'm trying to play this very nicely. I'm gonna say it right now. Don't get me wrong. I have nothing, absolutely nothing against people and whatever they believe. If you're into Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, paganism, or Wiccan, whatever you're into, don't get me wrong, I have nothing against you. However,
Don't try to force it on people.
exactly, that's the problem I constantly run into. People that, and I'm going to say it like this, they use religion as a front to base their entire ideology off of. I've brought her up before, that thing my father's married to. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna come out and say it, she's fucking nuts. This woman uses religion as a crutch to base everything that she does off of. Now, arguably, yeah, you're entitled to your own opinion, but for example, this woman takes it to an extent where, at one point when I was younger, I collected hockey cards. She made me throw away my New Jersey Devil cards because, like I said, the word devil offended her.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's literally too stupid to make up. She had this complete rampant tirade about, Japanese anime being evil too because their eyes are like windows to demonic souls or some shit like that. And I don't know where the hell she gets all this. And like I said, don't get me wrong, I got nothing against people and their religious beliefs. I've run into more than one person, I can name at least 4 right now, that same mindset, and I don't understand it.
Wow.
I really have no explanation for it. Honestly, in my opinion, she had to have had like some sort of super secret membership to Westboro Baptist or some shit like. Now, you want to talk about people that just, their opinions just overload the logic sense? These people, and I'm not making this up either, and I'm going to apologize in advance. This is probably the one time you're going to hear me use this word, because again, I've got nothing against anybody, but these people from Westboro Baptist Church are these fuckheads you see on TV waving around the signs that say, God hates fags, or God hates soldiers, or God loves dead soldiers. These people are fucking ridiculous. Wow. Prime example of where your opinion becomes something destructive.
Right. I mean, it's mind-boggling. That's the big thing that I just can't wrap my head around.
I can't either.
I mean, to give you a really crazy point, there's actually a flat Earth society. There are people out there that still believe the Earth is fucking flat. I shit you not. How the fuck can you believe the fucking planet is flat? There's so much. How?
Like we pointed out earlier, there are people that doesn't matter what you tell them, they have to be right about everything. That being one of them.
I mean, it's mind-boggling. It really is. I mean, I'm sorry, this isn't Minecraft. The world isn't flat. You know?
Yeah. But maybe that's the mindset. And, like we're saying, don't get us wrong. Have your beliefs, believe them with all your heart. Don't pressure it on people.
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to skip really hard around the religion or the orientation topic because, frankly, we're not going to get involved in that shit. Fuck it. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
We want to stay friends with as many people as possible.
You know? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the problem with, like, you know, religion and sexual orientation, well, primarily religion, because, you know, sexual orientation tends to fall under religious.
Yeah, it does.
That's why it's a tricky topic there. But, you know, the big thing with, you know, religion, it's like, you know, people, they have their beliefs and they will fight tooth and nail to defend it.
Yeah,
it's just that simple.
It's a century-old fight, and it will never end.
Yeah. And bottom line, you know, realistically, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, if that's what you believe, nothing wrong with fighting for it. But don't rage war with it.
And see, that's the problem that we find ourselves into half the time.
Right, and you know, it also causes problems that, you know, we'll just take the, you know, Crusades as an extreme example. You know, but, you know, we're talking something that nearly wiped out all of Europe. You know, like 2/3 of the population, because, you know, people decided, hey, we're right, and, you know...
You're wrong.
Yeah, you're
Bottom
wrong.
line. You know?
Yeah, exactly, and decided to force their ways upon them. I mean, like I said, it's a very extreme case, but...
We're starting to tread that line, crack squatch. Yeah. we're kind of tiptoeing on it there, but...
Yeah, just a little bit.
But it brings back the whole point of people having to be right. And like I said, every time I get on this show, I try to make it clear. It's my opinion. It's my thought. You know, these are my thoughts, not yours. And that's what it is.
Well, yeah, exactly. We're entitled to our opinion. You're entitled, like I said, to hit the shut the fuck up button.
Or hell, if you want to return fire, you know, so go ahead. I really don't care.
Throw it in the comments. Well, you know, you guys are idiots because.
Yeah.
But at least have a good argument behind it.
Yeah.
If you're gonna argue with us, please, have something to back it up. Don't just say it's like, well, you guys are stupid.
Yeah. Be a proper internet troll. Don't be one of them fucking kids on 4chan that's like, you got trolled. You didn't even say anything, you dumb shit.
Yeah, you just said you got trolled. What the fuck?
Exactly. See, people don't know how to troll. And me, I do.
I love trolling the trolls.
I love trolling. It's fun. I love just pissing people off to the point where I know that they're either offended or they're getting mad. Because you can see it, especially when you're chatting with somebody, you can see the keystrokes start fumbling.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, caps lock.
Yep, it's like, yeah, there it is.
There it is!
Yep, there it is. Oh, yes, big letters make you right.
You gonna fight me over the internet? What, you gonna caps lock me to death? Yeah, but anyway, we're getting off track. But back to the whole beginning of the topic.
Actually, not entirely when you think about it.
Well, not entirely.
Well, I mean, when you look at, you know, most of the trolling that does take place, you know, I'm not talking the good trolling where it's actually intellectual.
Yeah.
But most of it is, I'm right, you're wrong.
Yeah, and that's what,
you know,
that's what bugs me.
I'm right, you're wrong, and my opinion's the only one that matters.
Like, another...
It's the same
Another good example with my kids, we do this thing, it's considered baby wearing. Now, some people would... I see the look of... What? But putting a baby in like a sling or a carrier of some sort, some people might call it lazy, but it's very relaxing to kids, I've noticed. I mean, they're just hanging there. But, you know, we've been told that, you know, oh, you shouldn't do that, you know, it does this, this, and this to them, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, where are you getting these facts from? I mean, are they facts or are they just your opinion? Like, yeah, have your opinion, but when you tell somebody, and this is where the mistake comes in. If I go up to Crack Squatch and just say, well, you know, that doesn't look right or something like that, and I say it as a blatant statement, like, that's wrong, you're doing it wrong, that's when it becomes a problem. Now, if I just throw it in there, dude, I think
well,
a little different.
I think where the big difference is whether or not you actually have something to back it up. If I turn around and told you like, hey, that's wrong, I'm gonna have a specific reason why that's wrong. I'm gonna tell you it's wrong because. Because. And because that's where the difference is. Not just that's wrong.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a valid reason. It's like, well, that's wrong because of this. Now, like, kind of going with the example you were given with the, I think that's wrong. There's still gonna be the because to back it up. It's like, well, why do you think it's wrong? And go off of that. There's reasoning behind it, not just,
you're wrong because you're wrong.
Yeah, because you're wrong. Yeah, exactly. But, which is one of those, that actually brings up a pet peeve that I had, growing up, and I'm sure most people did. Please, if you're a parent and the kid asks you, you tell your kid, oh, don't do this, and they turn around and all kids do, why?
Yep.
Give them a freaking reason. Don't just give them...
Because!
Yeah, because I said so. That tells them nothing. Explain to them why they don't do that. Like, that is going to hurt you. That is bad. Give them a reason. Because, the problem is, like, you tell a kid, oh, don't stick a fork in the wall socket. Why?
Or a toaster.
Or a toaster. But yeah, don't stick a fork in the toaster. Why? Because I said so. What are they gonna do? They're gonna do it. Because they're gonna be curious. They're like, well, why don't they want me to stick the fork in the toaster?
The parental unit said not to, therefore it must be a good idea.
Exactly. It's like, don't steal a cookie. Ooh, I want a cookie.
Exactly.
Reverse psychology. But if you give them a reason,
yeah,
because it will hurt you. Kids understand pain.
This whole time I've been picturing a scene from Ice Age. I don't know if you've seen it at all. Manny tells Sid to do something, and Sid's like, why? And Manny gets right in his face. He's like, because you're small and insignificant, because I said so, because I'm bigger than you, and if you don't, I'll pummel you. So the whole time, that's what I'm picturing in the back of my head.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, that's a good reason.
This weighs into my decision-making, yes. Exactly. I might want to do it.
But yeah, like I said, please give the kids a reason why you tell them not to do something.
Yeah. Well,
or why something's wrong, or something,
Coming from someone that does have kids, half the time your mind doesn't process that fast. So if the kid does actually ask you why, obviously my kids, none of them are old enough to question authority yet.
Yeah.
But
give them a year.
Nurse Joy used to be a nanny, and I would help her sometimes. And there's a couple kids that were like that. Why? And when the question comes up, your mind all of a sudden draws a blank half the time. It's like, logic.
Sure, it's like, at least put it. Even if it's not, I'm sure. I don't have kids for the record, so I'm pretty much talking out of my ass here. But I just know that was one thing that pissed me off to no end when I was a kid. My mom would tell me something, and she would never explain why. I would ask her why. And it would be because. Or because I said so. That doesn't tell...
What does this tell me? I'm learning nothing!
Yeah, exactly. If you're gonna go with because... because it will hurt you. Because of this. Because if you don't, you will be grounded. Okay, at least there's a reason behind it. Exactly.
Comes on slow motion. Alright.
Yeah. But you see my point. There's at least a reason behind it.
Oh, for sure.
And something tangible to understand. Hey, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be. or whatever. Or I don't want to be hurt. That's there's a reasoning behind it. So bad. Oh,
Alright, guys. Well, honestly, I want to know what everybody thinks. You've listened to this whole episode if you've gotten to this point. Yeah, let's hear some feedback. I mean, when is it a good time to actually throw feedback in, and when is it inappropriate? I mean, when does it become just bullshit?
For the record, this is appropriate.
Exactly, yeah, go ahead. Do it. I'm inviting it.
I dare you!
Do it!
Do it!
Do it now! No, anyway. So,
give us the feedback now!
So yeah, you know what to do. Comment if you're on YouTube, if you're on our page on Facebook, throw it up there. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I think because we're pretty much out of time.
Yeah.
But like I said, if you want to hear any topic within reason, because I swear I know somebody's gonna do it just to spite me. Like advice. This is not an advice column. Don't give me, I don't want this to become Dear Abby or some shit like that. But
it might be interesting depending on the topic.
I have a knife stuck in my toaster. How do I get it out? Well, make sure it's unplugged. Pull it out.
Unplug toaster.
We're gonna turn this over to our residential toaster expert, Crack Squatch. Let him handle that one.
Step 1: unplug the toaster, or you will become toast.
All right.
Does this compute?
So anyway, like I said, you want to hear a topic? Throw it up on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Email us. I'll give you the email address. It is the number 2 nmshow@gmail.com. So you want to hear a topic, you want to throw hate mail at us, tell us to fuck off, whatever, what have you, go ahead.
Yeah,
we're
give us
open.
the opportunity to tell you to shut the fuck up.
and we may not call you by name, but possibly if it comes to that. So, alright, so you can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. All this is going to be whatever.com/2nm show. Hey, and I haven't thrown this out in a while. Be sure to invite your friends. You know, there's got to be someone else out there that we can. What the hell are you doing? Why?
Party? Invite your friends. Party.
Anyway, then.
Just my head.
You're blocking what I'm trying to say here.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, anyway, it's jeez, man, it's late. All right, anyway, guys. I think that's all the time we got. This is the Village Idiot with the Crack Squatch signing off. Have a good night.
Good night.
Some days I'm such a superhero, and some days I just know what to say. But I know exactly